Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the weekend edition. Every weekend at about this time, I do something I call the Tao Tri-Fecta. What I do is take a look at the week ahead in relation to three energies: the energy of health, wealth, and happiness. Pretty important stuff. So we're just taking a look and seeing what the vibe is, what the frequency is for the week ahead. You utilize as you need to. Okay? If it hits you, get on top of it. If it doesn't, move on, and that's okay. The odds are, in some area of your life, these energies are present or will be present in the week ahead. So, as you see here from your screen, three of the Oracle cards up front, three of the vice versa cards in back. What the three cards in back do is amplify, clarify the three cards in front. We start on the left-hand side. That's the health frequency for the week. Wealth is in the middle, and happiness is at the far right. So let us begin on the left with the Oracle card Round and Round. This has to do with your health. Now, don't just think physical health, although largely that would probably be the area of concern or thought or interest. But it's health in a much more general sense. Spiritual health, emotional health, financial health. Well, maybe not financial health, because we may be covering that in the next card. But the point is your feeling of wellness, okay? However you define that. And the energy, as you see, is round and round. A lot of energy, nothing getting done. First image that comes to my mind when I do this round and round thing today is a cat or a dog chasing its tail. It's kind of what you're doing in some area of your life. Maybe your entire life. You feel like you're just going round and round playing the game and following the rules, and you're getting nowhere. In fact, maybe even you're losing ground. And the vice versa card up above it, the clarifier, is the Eight of Pentacles. So, pentacles are things that we value. If you are, and I know this irritates some people, if you're thinking of money, you're missing a boat. Money is a value for us that we have been programmed to accept. The people who run things are really good at making money. So, to control us, they have to convince us that making money is the most important thing. Well, you find out it's not. Money doesn't buy happiness, doesn't buy health. We all die. It doesn't buy love, doesn't buy friendship, doesn't buy peace of mind, doesn't buy joy, you get the idea. What money does is buy things. And in society today, we are focused on things more than we're focused on people. And you wonder why everything has gone south, because money is the most important value. And I don't want to get religious about it, but in the Bible it says, man cannot have two masters. It's either God or mammon. Now, God to me is more of a general spiritual sense. It's not about any particular religion. Mammon, of course, are things. If you put things first, people will always come second. And the end result is you're going to suffer. And that's where the round and round feeling comes in, because your value system is a little bit out of whack. If you depend on money, they will always hold the cards. They will always control the game. And you're never going to win because you were never intended to win. So it's a question of you deciding, rather than going round and round, playing the same game by the same rules. I guess, isn't that the definition of insanity? If you do the same thing the same way and expect different results, isn't that insanity? I think that's, yeah. Well, that's kind of what this card indicates. That for your overall health, mental, physical, spiritual, You're going round and round and round and really not paying attention to what's vital, what's essential, what's the most important. And the Eight of Pentacles says that's your job this week. The next card over has to deal with wealth, and again, use that in the broad pentacle term, things that are of value. And what do we have here? Chaos and conflict. Now, for a lot of people, that's very plain, very evident. They've lost their jobs over the past couple of years through no fault of their own. The economy is under change, but it's been going like that for, well, actually, all of history, but especially within the last 10 years or so. A lot of adjustments. You could tell something was up with the economy. And talking about things like Bitcoin and your digital identity and all of that stuff. That all has to do with your wealth, if you look at wealth in a much larger perspective. And the chaos and conflict, look at how much talk there is about changing our economic system. Well, you know that when they want to change the economic system, that means they want to control you even more. And the idea, if you are paying any attention at all, is very scary. Because it means that they can attach all kinds of things to your wealth and control it. Just as we saw with the trucker strike in Canada, they can lock your account away from you. It's gone. I don't care what you got there. You can't get to it. That's why we need this electronic thing. All we got to do is flip a switch, give a command in a computer. Boom, it's gone. It's taken away from you. You cannot do anything. And that's why, one of the reasons why they want electronic wheeling and dealing. You having cash makes it tougher for them to control you. But if it's electronic currency, they control the system. Ooh, they can do anything they want. As well as value and devalue the system. You see a lot of talk these days about gold and silver. That price goes up and down. They control that too. Because if you think you hear about the possibilities of going to gold and silver is just new when you're hearing it, people have already dug in and grabbed the lion's share of all of that stuff. They want you to buy in as well. Then they got you. And that's what this whole thing is about, and that's why the chaos and conflict. And the card behind this one, dealing with your wealth, is the Three of Wands. It's looking into the future. It's having a vision of what is important and essential and vital to your health and wealth. And in fact, the Wands talks about vibrancy, talks about being plugged into your life, talks about you living your life, not letting somebody else tell you what to think, what to do, what to feel, how to be. Or we'll take your money, your house. We'll take everything that you think is valuable, that we've convinced you is valuable. We'll take it away. And there's nothing you can do about it. So the chaos and conflict in this case for the week ahead is, okay, what is important to me? Why is it important to me? And how can I set up a structure of stability in my life that does not depend on them, outside forces, but depends on me? Something to begin thinking about this week anyway. Final card all the way to the right is Come to the Edge. This has to do with happiness. And you see she is... It looks like, from where I'm viewing the card, it looks like she's dancing on a tornado, which is right at the edge. So when we are talking about happiness, you have to go to a place that is, quote unquote, dangerous to you. Go to a place you have not gone to before. It's interesting to me, on one of the talk shows I watch on Rumble, Dr. Drew, who's been on television, mass media for some time, and now spending all of his time on on the internet. He talked about how fascinating it has been for him to watch how easily people are led and how much they want to be led. I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to make a decision. You make it for me. And then, of course, they'll bitch about the results. He says, I've always found that interesting. People give up responsibility. Well, that's what this is talking about. Come to the edge is, you want to be happy, you got to get it right on the edge. You got to be a little dangerous. You have to decide that you are going to be happy. That's number one. You will decide every morning when you get up or whenever you do start your day, I will be happy. And you say it to yourself several times, and anytime you think about it during the day, I will be happy. Does not mean that you accept the stuff that's happening in your life or around you. It does not mean that. It means that you have a positive attitude, a hopeful spirit. And in fact, the card right behind Come to the Edge is the Empress. And the Empress is protection, is abundance, it's nature. It's being connected to the real, honest parts of you. Being connected to you. What a concept. Whew. Wow. That may be where you have to go to the edge. Because if Dr. Drew is right, and as a physician, he's worked with a lot of people, if he sees them, and you can see what's going on, just look around the world. Look at who is doing nothing as the world changes drastically, cataclysmically, and people who are making noise. Most people are sitting and doing nothing. And yet everything that they value as a human being is about to be taken away from them. You're letting bureaucrats, non-elected bureaucrats, make decisions about your life, your living, your future. Okay. I don't like it, but okay. You got to come to the edge. You got to push it right to the limit to find your happiness. You have to get in touch with what's really inside of you. That talks to you, that tells you this will make me happy. It's not going to hurt anybody else, but it will soothe my soul. And you can't settle for anything less. That's why you have to come to the edge. Scary place. Remember, she's standing on a tornado on the edge of it. That's about as scary and unpredictable as you could possibly get. And then in your wealth, expect chaos and conflict. Expect that this getting to the edge, coming to the edge for your happiness includes taking a look at what's going on with your wealth, things that you have, things that you value. And then finally, it's deciding I'm not going to go round and round playing the same game. I'm not going to keep doing the same thing the same way and expect different results. It's not going to happen. This really, if you combine all three of them, this is a week where you need to give some serious consideration to taking charge of your life. Small way, not a big way. But begin to step out of the box. Think for yourself, feel for yourself, be yourself. You can do this. More tarot readings tomorrow. I do a brand new read every day, 365. I'll be here tomorrow. Hope you are with me. If not, between now and the next time we have a chance to get together and talk tarot, peace and blessings.